Hello and welcome to Gutted. How
do you gut someone?
Always trust my gut.
Hello and welcome to Gutted.
And I'm Tony. We're here to spill our guts about horror films. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
Aleece, you sound like you are having a hard time announcing the show. What's going on over there for those who are listening? I mean, for those who are watching on YouTube, it's fairly obvious what's going on.
I'm a ghoulie.
So in the spirit of Halloween, if you're listening to this, we are dressed in costume, and Aleece has chosen to go as a ghoulie. And which ghoulie is it? It is the cover art
the
ghoulie.
Iconic ghoulie from Ghoulies 1 in the toilet. We're in the crop top and the suspenders.
The one we never see actually in the toilet.
He's never in a crop top either, which really disappoints me.
Which brings us to my costume. I'm the toilet. I feel very degraded right now, but you know.
We had a couple options though. He was going to go as like the guy. What was his name? Brian?
The warlock guy.
Yeah.
Or another ghoulie. Anyways, this is the easiest costume to pull off.
Yeah.
But
toilet. Yes.
And you know, without it being a couple's costume, I'm just a guy walking around as a toilet.
Yeah. And I'm just a ghoulie.
Anyways.
I just want to shout out these terrible teeth that did not stay in my mouth very well. I couldn't grip them in.
Yeah, that's like a shout down.
Shout down to whoever made these teeth. I was sorely disappointed. They're like perfect teeth until I opened them up and there was really no way for me to like grip these.
I think you said they're great teeth if you have no teeth.
They're great teeth if you have no teeth. And you're like attaching them.
Yeah, so they're like denture replacements.
Yeah. Oh, well. When I lose all my teeth, I'll put these in with, what's that called? The glue?
I don't know.
Denture glue.
Yeah, so this is our Halloween Spooktacular episode. We are celebrating Halloween with a cup of tea.
Yeah.
And we have this cauldron. Inside the cauldron, we have 31 different horror movies on little pieces of paper. I'm going to try to do this without losing my toilet.
You might have to lose your toilet.
And on each of these pieces of paper is the name of a Halloween movie that takes place on Halloween.
We've tried to select 31 movies that take place on Halloween that we remember the most.
Right. It was actually tough coming up with the list. I mean, obviously, the entire Halloween franchise is in the bucket.
So that gives us 13 right there.
Yeah. And we have some other ones. But what we're going to do here is we are going to each take turns taking two of these Halloween movie names.
Two movies.
Yes.
Pit them against one another and see which one we would keep and which one would get the axe.
And we will just alternate. So
yeah.
Aleece will go one round, I'll go the next round.
And we'll go until we end up with Magic 13. 13 movies.
Yes.
Yeah, that's our
plan. But that's not 31 divided by 2.
No, it's just 13. It's just 31 reversed.
All right, so we're just going to stop once we get to 13.
Yeah.
13 seems like a good Halloween number.
It's a good Halloween number.
Yeah, we did have Friday the 13th in October this year. That was pretty cool.
That was cool.
So happy Halloween to everybody out there.
Halloween.
Hope that you celebrated well, went to some fun Halloween parties, dressed up like something crazy.
Like a toilet.
Like a toilet or a ghoulie.
Or some other household appliance.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Halloween costume that you've ever had?
My favorite Halloween costume, aside from dressing up as a toilet.
This is not your favorite? Or is this your favorite?
You know, so Aleece and I love dressing up for Halloween. Sometimes we have 2 or 3 costumes in the year. Sometimes we'll have like a more elaborate costume and then just sort of like a basic, like one year we were twin Freddies. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
I used to go as a variation on a clown for several years in a row, which was enjoyable for me. I don't know how enjoyable that was for everyone else.
Yeah, one year you're like Kurt Clown or Clown Cobain.
Yeah.
And not on purpose, just because you ended up looking like that in the end.
Right. Yeah, I've been lepra clown. I've been Santa clown, all kinds of different types of clowns.
You were also Santa Zombie. That was a good one.
That was a good one, although it's not my favorite. I would say my favorite and possibly my most successful costume was the year I went as Edward Forty Hands.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, so that's probably my favorite. Although my favorite of our couples costumes was when we went as Itchy and Scratchy. That was a good one.
My favorite of our couple costumes was when we went as Lex and Dr. Ian Malcolm from Jurassic Park.
That was a good one,
and it's probably, if you think about it, the weirdest duo from the movie. Like, why would those two be hanging out?
Well, that was great because somehow we ended up at a Benihana's restaurant.
I had a coupon.
That makes sense. And we were in full costume because it was actually on Halloween.
And I had like a shiner, like a bruise on my eye and some scratches. My hair was all tousled and a braid.
True to the character.
And Tony had his low cut black button up and shades. And it looked very concerning for me.
It did, especially because 0 people in the Benihanas were dressed in costumes.
Also because just looking at us, we didn't really look like we were in costume. It just looked like it had been abused. So that was questionable.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Fun, though.
Super fun.
Yeah.
All right. So what was your... wait, you just said it, right?
Well, that was my favorite couples costume.
Yeah. What was your favorite costume? Your favorite singles costume?
The one I was most proud of was when I went as Leatherface.
Sexy Leatherface.
Sexy Leatherface.
Yes.
And I just want to point out, this was kind of before the horror villains were being sexified. So I had to make my own sexy Leatherface costume. I had Tony had some, I don't know, fleshy colored latex that you had made for an art project.
Right.
What was that made out of?
Latex.
And I cut it apart and turned it into a mask and I stitched it up. And I wore that and made my face very sweaty. But I was really proud of that costume.
Yeah, that was a good costume. And you had a little mini chainsaw.
I had a mini chainsaw. It was just a toy chainsaw.
Yeah.
Couldn't get a real one.
Let's get started with this game here. There are 31 Halloween movies in here, and we are going to try our best to not totally spoil them. However, there is a spoiler warning because sometimes we do it by mistake, but we're going to try.
We won't spoil the very end. We might spoil some, goings on in the middle or the beginning, but not the end of any movie.
So spoiler warning for that. Yeah. Go see every movie that takes place on Halloween.
Every movie.
Would you like to start?
Sure.
All right. Aleece is going to start. She's going to choose 2 names out of the cauldron, and then I am going to decide which of these movies is going to get the axe and which movie is going to move on to our list. All right, sounds like 2 good ones.
Oh man, I can't believe these are the first 2. Okay.
All right, what do we got?
You get Halloween 2018.
Okay.
The David Gordon Green version.
David Gordon Green Halloween. All right.
Halloween 78.
Really? That was the first 2? Wow.
That's the first couple. That's crazy.
All right. Well, I feel like that's a pretty easy choice for me.
It is, but unfortunately, I actually really like Halloween 2018. Out of that trio, I like that one probably the most.
Yeah. So let's talk about, Halloween 1978. We've said it over and over in episodes. It's on our top 10 list.
It's my top movie.
It's one of the best horror movies ever made. And it's a Halloween movie that we actually watch every year.
Every year.
On or around Halloween.
Yeah. Sometimes in the spring. Sometimes just for the heck
we're
of
watching it all the time. Whenever it's on, I'll watch whatever part of it's on.
Love every character. Love the score. It's amazing.
We did also actually go as Laurie Strode and Michael Myers this year.
That was our first costume.
Yeah, that was costume number 1 this year.
Yeah, this is costume
Aleece
number
was
2.
Michael Myers. I was Laurie Strode.
Yeah.
It was a good time. It was a good time. Okay. So yeah, David Gordon Green. Are there any reasons why I would choose David Gordon Green's Halloween reboot, the first movie of the trilogy, over Halloween 1978?
I mean, to be honest, there's no reason I would pick any movie against Halloween 1978. So it's a tall order. I'm sorry, Halloween 2018. You were a good shot, but no, I could not condone choosing that one over 78.
All right, so not even a badass Laurie Strode story where she's just like Linda Hamilton, and in the Alamo defending against Michael.
I loved her house that she constructed, and she had some sort of like basement trap or something where Michael was trapped in and he was incinerated or something, but not quite.
Yeah, the firemen put him out. And
I did appreciate the 3 generations of, I don't know, the Strode family. It was like Lori and her daughter, played by Judy Greer, and then her daughter, played by somebody else. Sorry, other daughter.
All right. So super easy choice. I'm glad I got an easy one to start it off because I was nervous putting anything against Halloween 78. So Halloween 78, you made it to our list.
Yeah. I'm bummed that 2018's out though.
Hey, this is a brutal game. This is as Michael Myers would do it. Yeah. He would be extra brutal. He would hack it.
Yeah. Deathmatch. You get the axe 2018.
Sorry, DGG. Get out of here with your reboots of our beloved franchises.
Yeah. Even though that one was okay.
Yeah. Halloween 1978 makes it to the list. Wow, I can't believe that was the first pick. That's really crazy.
Pretty appropriate.
Okay, next. Spin the cauldron, toil, bubble, and boil? How does it go?
I don't know. Toilet. Do you want to keep your toilet?
Yeah, toilet. We have 2 Halloween movies here. All right. So you have the option to choose between Trick or Treat.
Trick or Treat
from 2007, because there are several other Trick or Trick or Treats.
And I just want to say really fast that we mistakenly watched another Trick or Treat that was made fairly recently. It's British and it does take place on Halloween, but it is definitely not a horror movie. I was sorely disappointed. I kept watching, hoping that something was going to happen.
That one's definitely just like a crime drama.
It was like a glorified version of the game.
Oh, yeah, it's a dark comedy. Yeah,
it's a dark comedy.
Wait, don't spoil it.
Oh yeah,
in case someone wants to see it. It's
similar to a Michael Douglas movie from the 90s.
That still spoils it.
Does it?
Yeah,
that could be anything. He was in like 20 million movies in the 90s. That was his heyday.
All right. Well, anyways, you probably won't watch that Trick or Treat anyways. It was not that great. I mean, it was all right.
It was okay.
Okay. So Trick or Treat 2007, it's with the R, or Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers from 1988.
Okay. That's tough because as far as anthology movies go, I actually do kind of like Trick or Treat, Little Sam. With his little lollipop.
And it's such a Halloween movie because the entirety of the movie takes place during the trick-or-treating festivities and the costume parties.
And I am a sucker for when different storylines overlap. And they kept having the different storylines overlapping throughout the anthology. I'm like, oh man, that's so clever. Oh, there goes Leslie Bibb, who we saw in the beginning, and now she's in this other skit. How cool.
Yeah, so it's definitely like that Pulp Fiction style.
Yeah, I love that.
And little Sam, he's pretty cute.
Adorable. So cute.
How about little Jamie in her clown costume?
She's cute too. And she's just like running and she looks all scared. And she's a good little kid actor.
She is very good. I really like Halloween 4, actually.
I do too. And I love, what's her cousin's name in the movie? The blonde girl?
Rachel.
I really like Rachel in Halloween 4. I feel like in like the climax of the movie, I feel like she does a really good job being really pragmatic the whole time and trying to keep her head, but also keep her little kid cousin alive. I actually really like Halloween 4. Ooh, that's tough. Why? It's not fair. I wish I got the first one.
Oh, it's brutal.
That is brutal. Okay, hold on. Let me weigh the options here. So we only get 13, and we're going to do this kind of like Desert Island style where like we only get these 13 on Halloween. on this island, this Halloween island that we're on. Okay. And I can only watch one of these ever again or never again. One of these I can
One's going to get the axe.
One
That's
gets
right.
the axe forever.
Forever. You can never watch it ever again on Halloween.
All right. It's tough. I'm going to pick Halloween 4.
Halloween 4. Wow.
Because I really like Rachel. I love that character. And I love the rapport between Jamie and Rachel.
I think Jamie's costume, it would probably put it over the edge for me. Although I do love Sam. Sam is so cute.
Sam is so cute. Yeah. Oh, well, sorry, Sam. Next time.
All right. We have 2 Halloween movies in our Halloween showdown. Go figure so far.
Yep.
We are going to select 2 more. It's all right. No rules.
Okay. All right. You. Oh. All right. You are choosing between 2014's Gravy.
Gravy.
Which,
oh, nice.
shout out to Manic Movie Monday for recommending this movie to us. I had never heard of it before she recommended it. Then after watching it, I was like, oh, that's pretty good. That was a good movie. Good soundtrack.
Yeah.
Good characters. Funny. Okay, so Gravy versus Halloween Resurrection. And I know for most people, before you make your decision, I just want to like put my 2 cents in here. I know people shit on Resurrection, but I actually really like Resurrection. I love the scene with Busta Rhymes when he's dressed as Michael Myers and then actual Michael Myers is behind him. And I feel like it's such like a insight into the psyche of Michael Myers that he actually listens to Busta Rhymes as Michael Myers. I'm like, wow, that's really deep. The fact that he listens to himself.
You know, you could almost consider Halloween Resurrection a found footage film because it's sort of like, you know, they're wearing the headsets and they're going through the old Michael Myers house and all that. It's there was a show like that. I think it was called like
Fear Factor? No.
I want to say Fear Factor too,
Fear.
but Fear or something.
It was just called Fear.
On MTV.
Yeah. And the intro was Godsmack. I'm not the one who's so far away. Feel the snake bite into my vein. Yeah, it was good.
So it's Halloween Resurrection is the installment in the franchise for the post TRL MTV generation because I'm pretty sure that was like
it was very topical for 2002,
early 2000s for sure, like early reality TV. Yeah. So reality TV, Michael Myers
had Tyra Banks. That was like the height of top model. Man, it was good, guys. I don't know why people hate it so much. I'm gonna watch it right now.
Maybe because it wasn't scary.
It wasn't scary, but by that point, you've seen Michael Myers do everything.
Right.
So why not get like an interesting, like psychological drama perspective into his psyche, his personality?
I don't know if that argument is going to persuade me.
And it's fun.
And then we have Gravy, which is sort of more of like, I don't know, what would you call it?
Like a dark comedy?
Like a dark comedy art house film.
Yeah.
It has it has the guy from who plays McPoyle from It's Always Sunny. He's also in Westworld.
And it has the lady who's in that show Younger. She plays the bartender in the movie.
Yeah.
I like her.
Some great characters in that. That one's pretty fun. And everyone is dressed in costume.
They are all dressed. It's very Halloween-y. Oh, and like a nice cameo from Sarah Silverman in the beginning and the end.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
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 It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. All right. You know, I'll give some love to the independent film. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Gravy.
Dang it.
Let's do it. Sorry.
I mean, I'm not
Busta.
disappointed. I like Gravy, but I really like Halloween Resurrection.
So you would still be happy watching Gravy?
I'll still be happy watching Gravy. There are only a couple in this cauldron where I'm like, nah. I would not be happy watching that
that's
one.
the point. It's supposed to be tough decisions.
Yeah. All right. Goodbye, Resurrection. Goodbye, my favorite scene with Busta Rhymes.
All right. So, we're on to number 4.
Yeah.
Number 4, spinning the cauldron, shaking it up. let's see which Halloween movie is going to get picked and which one is going to get flushed down the shitter. Your choice is Hubie Halloween from 2020
Interesting.
and The Nightmare Before Christmas 1993. So we have a couple of family-friendly flicks.
They are family friendly.
And I would also like to say The Nightmare Before Christmas, is it more of a Christmas movie or a Halloween movie? Because Hubie Halloween is definitely a Halloween movie.
Or is it more of a Hubie movie?
Or is it more of an Adam Sandler movie?
Yeah, Adam Sandler with all his buddies.
Like Little Nicky, did that take place on Halloween?
I don't know. I think it's just in hell, wasn't it?
I don't know. Anyways, I have actually not seen Hubie Halloween.
I just watched Hubie Halloween because I was like, why not?
Well, I'm glad that you got it then because you watched it.
Yeah.
Our idea was because there's a couple in here that I haven't seen. Aleece watches way more horror movies than me, full disclosure.
I mean, to be fair, Hubie Halloween's not really a horror movie. It just happens to be on Halloween.
Yeah.
It's like Waterboy during Halloween.
Is The Nightmare Before Christmas a horror movie? That's another question.
It's children's horror. So when that movie first came out, I was in elementary school. And my mom actually wouldn't let me watch it because someone told her that the three little kids, Lock, Shock, and Barrel, someone told her that they were too scary for me. And I was like, are you kidding me? Everybody at school has like t-shirts and they know all the songs. And I felt so left out.
Yeah.
And
you were in junior high at this point, right?
No, I was in elementary school, like in third grade.
That was a joke, by the way.
Was it?
Yeah.
Right.
That was a good one, right? Right. I have to do like a toilet flush soundbite or something.
Flushing your own jokes.
Yeah, exactly. That was a turd of a joke.
Well, anyway, I finally did. I think I got to see it 2 years later and I loved it. And so I think it is a good gateway into spooky movies and therefore horror movies for kids.
Yeah. And we got Tim Burton here. Tim Burton. You made it. Good job.
Wait, how are you just assuming I'm picking Nightmare?
Oh, I thought that was the choice. Sorry. Oops.
I mean, obviously it's the choice.
Okay.
I mean, Hubie had some funny moments. I'm a sucker for Steve Buscemi. I will watch any movie that he's in. He does happen to be in this, of course. But for the most part, I could axe that one pretty easily.
Oh man, I'm also glad that you got these choices because I would have axed Hubie Halloween without seeing it so fast. Sorry, Adam Sandler. Used to love you.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I feel like it is good for the people who loved Adam Sandler. It's good for their kids.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll give it a whirl one of these days.
One time.
Yeah,
one day.
One of these days.
All right.
All right. We have The Nightmare Before Christmas that's making it onto the list.
Yes.
All right. Your turn
Okay.
to choose.
All right here. You have to choose betwixt. Ooh, okay. You have to choose between May from 2002
Okay.
or 2013's All Hallows Eve.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
all right.
tough.
So May, we have one of the best depictions of awkwardness
Thank you.
by any actor ever. And one of my favorite, I'm not sure how to classify him as an actor, but
Jeremy
Sisto. Yeah. As known from Clueless and Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are undead.
Okay, he had the smallest part in that movie.
Was he even
His
in
whole
it?
part was in the trailer. I was disappointed by that. But
And May, who's the
Angela
actor?
Bettis.
Angela Bettis. She was great in the Carrie remake, the made-for-TV remake of
Yeah.
Carrie. She was actually really great.
She really nails that high school awkwardness, like to the point where like, wow, I really believe that she's super awkward.
It doesn't take place solely during Halloween, but she does go to a Halloween party at one point.
There are costumes involved.
Yeah. So, as far as its Halloweeniness, it's not super, super Halloweeny.
Oh, that's your...
Well, I don't know. All Hallows Eve. So this is Damien Leone's first film, I believe.
I think it's his first one.
Is it Damien Leone or Damien Leone? We will never know. We'll ask the internet. Actually, I think it's maybe Leone.
Maybe if we're in Italy, it'd be Leone.
Like Sergio?
Yeah, like Sergio Leone. Are they related?
No.
How do you know?
They spell it differently.
Are you sure about
Oh,
that?
maybe. Oh, well, okay. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay, a search for the internet later on. All right, so yeah, All Hallows Eve, and that's another anthology movie. We did not pick Trick or Treat as our anthology movie. So will All Hallows Eve make the cut?
So All Hallows Eve was pretty great. I mean, it took place on Halloween. Two kids bring home a mysterious tape and while they're trick-or-treating, and it happens to have a bunch of disturbing horror film things on it. And it's our introduction to Art the Clown.
Yeah.
So I think there might be a couple other Art the Clown movies in there.
There might be.
I don't know if this was my favorite of the Terrifier Art the Clown world.
But I will say, as far as the movie goes by itself, I don't know if I really liked the first two vignettes in All Hallows Eve. I really liked the third one, and I liked the little, I don't know, the intercalary chapters of like the overarching characters.
It's like story A and story B, or no?
Yeah, the underlying storyline with the babysitter and the two kids, and they're watching the three different vignettes.
I did appreciate the babysitter's acting where she looked like she was simultaneously concerned and wait, what did I say?
You said she does a really good job of being concerned yet intrigued by watching this movie.
And it's like they keep cutting back to her and just her reactions and her watching the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she looked very consternated. She was just like eyebrows lowered but still watching. Like, huh. All right. So All Hallows Eve versus May. What are you going to do?
Okay. So I really love May. I think that's a good movie. I'm going to go with May.
Yes. All right.
So I'm just going with May because I like that movie better.
Yeah. Agreed. So sorry, All Hallows Eve. You get the axe.
But that doesn't mean that Art's out. Art might show up again.
He might not be out forever.
Yeah, we're not sure. All right, so now it's your turn. So I'm gonna choose here. Sorry, my toilet seat cover keeps coming off.
I'm impressed
So
that you're still wearing it.
It's not really attached to anything. I'm just kind of resting it on my shoulder.
I took my teeth out within seconds. Actually, they fell out.
Till the end, I have no costume. You still have a costume without the teeth. If I take the toilet seat off, I'm just wearing a white beanie.
I don't know. I feel like I look like a Ninja Turtle or a Mario brother.
You do kind of look like you could come from the Mario world.
Yeah, I look like a Koopa Troopa. What are they called? Koopa Troopas?
You know, the Ghoulies do kind of look like the Mario Brothers movie Koopa Troopas, or whatever you call them.
Yeah.
Goombas. All right. Moving along. So we have 5 movies so far. 4 movies.
We have 5.
And this toilet seat is all kinds of unwieldy. All right. So you have the option of giving the axe to Halloween Ends 2022, David Gordon Green, and Corey. We are big Corey fans. Or Halloween 2, 1981.
Okay.
Also known as Laurie in the Hospital.
Laurie in the Hospital with her Brazilian blowout.
Ooh, and one of the most shocking deaths in horror history. And I'll spoil this just because everyone who's watching this podcast should have seen Halloween 2.
What, the nurse?
No, Ben Tramer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shockingly hilarious. Sorry, Ben.
Wonderful.
Yeah. If you watched our top 10 WTF deaths in horror episode, then you know about this.
Although, I can see a way that Halloween Ends actually becomes sort of like gains sort of like a cult following in years to come, because I think people are just kind of pissed off at David Gordon Green for screwing around with the franchise. But, if you compare it to all of the Halloween movies and just kind of single it out, it's not a bad movie. It's just he made some poor decisions.
Yeah.
And ended the trilogy poorly. But if you single it out, there are some things to like about it. It has one of my favorite party scenes when Corey's there at the bar and dancing all over the floor.
Yeah.
I love that.
Ew, gross. He's at a bar writhing on the floor.
Yeah. It's like, just like, what's wrong with him? He's like unhinged at this point.
Yeah. And the granddaughter, I forget her name, but she's really into it. She's like, yeah, dance more on the floor. This nasty, sticky bar floor.
Such a great scene.
Yeah, that's Tony's favorite scene.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. I'm going to take Halloween 2.
Halloween 2.
I love Laurie's, her blowout that she has. Someone told me that she's wearing a wig in that movie because she was filming some other movie where she had short hair and she had to like put on this wig. And I was like, oh, that's why her hair looks so good.
I thought there was the fan theories of she spent all this time at the hospital, so she did her makeup and hair and it looked really great.
What? Someone brought her makeup and hair products?
I think there was some criticism about
dead.
that. It's like, yeah, she survives the night from the first one. And then in the second one, she gets all like dolled up at the hospital. Like, when does she have time to do that?
Well, there is that orderly that's like really hitting on her. And she's like, I want to look good for that guy. Ben Tramer is nowhere to be found.
Sorry,
Can't get
Ben.
a hold of him. He's out trick-or-treating really late. Why was he trick-or-treating?
Oh, man.
Not to shame him, but wasn't he a senior?
Yeah. Hey, I think I would trick or treated into my adult years.
As a senior by yourself? He was clearly alone.
Maybe he was walking to a Halloween party and just happened to
He had a tote bag.
get blasted by a cop car.
So sad. Anyway, yep, Halloween 2.
Oh, okay. So David Gordon Green, that is your second movie that has been axed.
Sorry.
Sorry, bro.
All right.
What do we got?
You are choosing between 1993's Hocus Pocus
Oh.
or 1988's Night of the Demons.
Oh.
Quite different.
Oh, man. So, all right. This is a tough choice because they are in two way separate categories.
Yeah.
And I love both of these movies. Hocus Pocus, I haven't seen that in quite a while, actually. I used to watch it all the time as a kid.
I do remember really liking it as a kid. And now it's had this resurgence.
Right
where-
after the sequels come out.
Yeah, I never saw the sequel.
We did. We saw it.
We did?
Yeah, we started watching. I think we saw most of the sequel.
Oh, I don't remember.
Maybe we didn't see
it
the
at
whole thing,
all.
but yeah.
But I did like the first one as a kid. Man, I like the little songs that they sing. It's kind of a musical. Yeah.
Well, don't we already have The Nightmare Before Christmas?
And that's a musical too. So we
Okay,
do.
let me just talk about The Night of the Demons. The thing that I love about this movie so much is not so much any of its individual parts. It's kind of just like the mood and the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a bunch of teenagers and they're all just sort of like stereotypical stock characters. You have the goth chick, you have the like more promiscuous chick.
You have the pig-headed frat boy
Yeah, like the gross guy,
who's actually dressed as a pig.
the preppy, the greaser guy.
Yeah, so they really are like these stock characters.
And it also has one of my favorite scenes, which is Angela's dancing to
Yeah.
the Bauhaus song. I've watched it several times in the last several days.
Yeah, it might make it on a second scene song
Yeah.
list.
And, we already have one family horror movie on here. So
Do we need two?
I'm sorry, Hocus Pocus. You're getting the axe.
Hocus Pocus.
I love it.
Down the drain.
But I also can't remember the actual Halloween scene from Hocus Pocus.
There's like a Halloween ball, and
Oh.
Bette Midler sings and like beguiles everybody at the ball.
Oh, okay.
It's just like some snazzy song.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Okay, we're about halfway through, and I wanted to ask a quick question. What is your favorite Halloween candy?
When I was of trick-or-treating age, my favorite candy to get was Milky Way.
Milky Way.
I loved Milky Ways.
Wow.
Yeah. And Twix.
Twix is good. Twix is good.
Yeah. I think Twix was maybe as I got older, but when I was younger, Milky Ways were like the best. And then now every so often I'll eat a Milky Way now. I'm like, no, they're not that good. But I think back in the 90s, they were really good.
I think the biggest score was always hoping that you'd get a king size
Yeah.
Snickers bar.
King size of anything.
I feel like Snickers bars were the like, yes, I got a Snickers bar.
People did love Snickers bars, but I was like, no, Milky Ways.
I
Simple.
actually was kind of into the flavored Tootsie Rolls, like the vanilla ones.
Ew.
I know. That's pretty disgusting, but I am also dressed as a toilet. So how much lower can I go?
Like a toilet palette.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why. They just taste like artificial chewiness.
They taste like you're chewing on chapstick.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, lip
Or
smackers.
Now and Later's. I used to love those too.
You did?
Yeah, those are good.
Did you also like Laffy Taffy?
Yes, I did.
All right. That would have been great if we were trick-or-treating together as kids. We would just trade. I would take all your chocolate.
Actually, yeah, it did work in my favor quite a bit. I could give away some of my chocolate, and then some people would give me the gross candy.
Yeah, I would always give away my gross candy, like Tootsie Rolls. I was always going to somebody else. I'd be like, I will give you 10 Tootsie Rolls if you give me one Milky Way.
That seems like a fair trade.
Yeah, I think it's a fair trade.
What about a king-size Tootsie Roll?
Ooh, I feel like I remember one time getting a giant Tootsie Roll. Yeah, those were a thing, right? Like the giant Tootsie Rolls, and they were like segmented.
Yeah.
Ugh,
And you could chew on it for like weeks.
disgusting.
Or you can toss it in the pool and just have it be a turd.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm in that spirit. A lot
Got a potty humor.
of potty humor
Yep.
today. Yeah.
Tony's very in character.
All right. So next on our selections, I'm going to choose 2 here. Next, you get to choose from 1991's Ernest Scared Stupid, another kid horror family classic, or Satan's Little Helper, 2004.
No. Okay, I've been wanting to rewatch Satan's Little Helper for days now. And I would basically have to sign up for some streaming site's free trial and then try to cancel it before it charged me in order to watch it.
Or pay for it.
I can't find
never
it.
do. We'd rather just, if we have to pay for it, we're going to buy the DVD.
Yeah, I'd rather buy it.
Right.
But I don't think it would come in time if I went onto the internet and ordered it. So that's hard because I love Ernest Scared Stupid. And as far as the family horror movies go, or the family spooky movies,
yeah,
Ernest Scared Stupid was always my favorite.
That was definitely one of my favorite movies as a kid. Non-Halloween or regular, just one of my favorite movies as a kid.
I loved it as a kid. Like if I had to pick between Ernest Scared Stupid, Hocus Pocus, and Nightmare Before Christmas, I would probably pick Ernest Scared Stupid. Like if this was up against Hocus Pocus, I would definitely pick this one. If it was up against Nightmare Before Christmas, I would probably pick Ernest Scared Stupid because we rewatched it recently. Full disclosure, just in preparation for this episode. I was like, oh man, this movie's so good. It still holds up.
And you actually cried.
Shut up.
During the scene where Rimshot was turned into a wooden dog.
It's sad. Because the way that they filmed that, little Kenny is holding a little wooden rim shot and the camera follows him from behind and you see his little wooden head peeking out and he goes closer to Ernest and Ernest is like, rim shot?
You kind of feel bad for Ernest because it seems like he's got something going on. He's not quite there.
He's got a child's heart. He's a smart guy. He knows words like truncated. And I'm like, oh, he's smart. He can say words like truncated and steadfast. But he just lives in his own imagination. So he really does have a child's heart. And so if you imagine that Ernest is a child and his best friend, Rimshot, was turned into a wooden dog, poor guy. That's his world.
I think there's at one point he's like, what good is a wooden dog? I mean, yeah, they swim better, but they can't do much else than that.
And it's a total throwaway line too. This movie's funny, guys. Give it a chance again.
It's funny. You cried. So it's highly emotional,
I cried,
scary.
I got teary at least 3 times.
I think I recently found out that they reused the masks from Killer Clowns from Outer Space to make the trolls.
That's pretty cool.
And watching it, I could see it.
And
they just they just added a bunch of extra moles,
nasty moles and floppy things,
phlegm
and Eartha Kitt. She put her all into that role as the crazy lady down the street. Man, she took her role seriously for Ernest Scared Stupid. I applaud her for not just phoning it in. Like, she really tried in this movie, and it shows. It really elevated it in the world of Ernest movies. It's the best one.
Who can't remember the line, "A child's heart"?
The heart of a child. Child's heart. Love it.
So good.
Ernest Scared Stupid. It
All
wins.
right.
I don't even know what it was up against anymore.
Satan's Little Helper.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Ernest Scared Stupid makes the cut.
Yes.
It's a good one.
It is. Okay. You have to choose between.
All right. What is it? I'm ready for
Okay.
anything.
You have to choose between Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers,
Ooh.
or Cobweb.
Okay. Cobweb came out this year. We did see it in theaters.
We did.
It had the chance to be really good, actually. And I did appreciate the Halloween mood that it presented with all of the pumpkins and the pumpkin stabbing and the deranged parents.
Yeah.
I just think that they needed to end it a little bit differently, and it would have been a cooler movie.
Yeah. I feel like it was ramping up to something good, and then the ending happened, and I was kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
that's the ending?
And what's up with that substitute teacher who's like going out of her way
For
to
$90
do
a
house
day,
calls
she's doing house calls.
Yeah.
Come on, lady. At least like get your credential first and then do house calls.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was okay. It wasn't like the worst movie ever.
It's probably a good, like, preteen or young teen horror movie.
Yeah. Revenge of Michael Myers. So we have Mute Jamie and we have that really
Tina.
sassy friend.
Sassy Tina.
Unnecessarily sassy friend.
Yeah.
I remember there's a scene that's like in a barn.
Yeah, there's a barn scene.
The barn scene.
with kittens. Lots of cute little kittens.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, the kittens.
The kittens alone, are pretty cute.
That's pretty cute.
And there's
yeah.
several.
That's true. All right. I'm going to go with Halloween 5.
That was the kicker?
Yeah, that
kittens.
was the kicker.
Yep.
Sorry,
Sold.
Cobweb. You
You didn't have kittens.
Yeah.
If you had kittens, you might have won.
Yeah. All right. So you have to choose which of these to give the axe to. Are you going to give it to Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, aka the Paul Rudd
Oh,
movie?
so don't
Paul
we have that one? Paul Rudd's
Curse,
Halloween.
Yes. Or Halloween Kills, David Gordon Green's Evil Dies Tonight
Dies
classic.
Tonight. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I also wanted to quickly note that Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers is Halloween 6, but they don't have the number 6 in there. They just call it The Curse of Michael
Yeah.
Myers.
So Paul Rudd's Halloween, I do like Paul Rudd as an older Tommy Doyle who's just really creepy and stands in his window staring out at people, not even hiding behind a curtain. I like him as Tommy Doyle.
Yeah. What about the whole cult aspect?
And so both of these movies have an interesting thread. So in Paul Rudd's Halloween or Curse of Michael Myers, we have that cult. But then also in Halloween Kills, we have this whole mob.
You got the lynch mob,
We have
which
the lynch
actually
mob.
we saw in Halloween 4. The same thing happened. So it's
We
just
did have a little mob in Halloween 4.
kind of a
They
redo.
seemed a little bit more reasonable than the mob in
They
Halloween
did
Kills.
shoot a guy. Sorry.
In Halloween 4.
Yeah.
I just like when they get to the school and Rachel comes running out. She's like, okay, he's in there. Let the police deal with it. And they're like, all right, fuck it. Let's go. I'm like, okay, good. They made some sound decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and then also Halloween Kills, you get the lady who comes to battle Michael Myers with an iron.
Oh, yeah. The Iron Lady. Part of that mob. You
Yep.
know, when you're part of a mob, you have this false sense of
It's like people have
strength.
guns, they have axes, do they have chainsaws?
Some probably had some chains
Bats,
and chainsaws.
for sure. Yeah.
This lady had an iron.
Yeah. What a bold choice right
I
there.
appreciate that. You grab what you got. I don't have a chainsaw, so I would probably bring, I don't know, a cat.
A cat. Just
Throw a
distract them with the
that
cat.
would really disarm somebody if you threw a cat in their face. So I think it's a good choice. Okay. So going back to our decision here between Paul Rudd's Halloween and Halloween Kills, I didn't appreciate Halloween Kills enough at the time when I first saw it in the theater. But after Halloween Ends came out, I was like, you know what? I think I really like Halloween Kills. So I think I would actually vote for Halloween Kills.
Okay.
Isn't that the one with Big John and Little John?
Yeah.
I really like those characters. They're such a sweet couple. And anyway, overall, I actually enjoyed Halloween Kills more.
All right. David Gordon Green, you made it onto the list.
You made it on the list.
Congratulations. Oops, I threw the piece of paper and almost landed back in the bucket.
Uh-oh. Paul Rudd trying to get a second chance.
Yep, exactly. All right. Moving right along here.
Okay.
We got some trick-or-treating to do, so we got to keep this show on the road.
We can't keep Ben Tramer waiting. All right. Ooh. Okay. Ooh.
All right. What's going to be?
You get some good choices here. Okay. Is it going to be 2023's Scream 6?
Oh, okay.
The only Scream that I can think of that takes place during Halloween.
Yes. Scream in New York on Halloween.
The first Scream may have happened during Halloween or around Halloween, but I don't think it was obvious.
Okay, just a quick side note. There were some other movies that were initially on our list. And then when I started rewatching or looking into them more, they didn't actually take place on Halloween day. They took place right around Halloween.
That was part of our stipulation. Like it had to include Halloween day at least.
Yes.
Yeah. So Scream 6 or Halloween 3 Season of the Witch.
Oh, okay. Actually, that's pretty easy for me. Scream. Okay, let's talk about Scream 6. A lot of people really enjoyed.
A lot of people were really praising this one, saying it was better than the first one.
That's a little crazy.
That's a bold choice or a bold statement.
But I can appreciate someone really liking it, especially a younger generation who's coming to the Scream franchise through the reboot.
Yeah.
Because they're getting a second installment of these characters who were in the previous movie. And some of them are pretty fun characters. The opening scene was a really good scene with
Samara Weaving.
Yeah, that was a great scene. And they had the sort of like fake out kind of thing, which Scream likes to do. That was cool. My problem with Scream 6 was really the killer and the motives.
Reveal.
Yeah, the reveal. So
the reveal.
I mean, I get it. I get why that happened, but
it was too revealy and it was nonsense.
Yeah, it was a little too nutty for me. It
was too off the rails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also like a character who gets stabbed like 800 times and somehow survives. And that just really put me off.
Yeah. He's like the new Dewey, you know, when Dewey gets wheeled out at the end of Scream 2 or something.
But this is taking it to the next level.
Yeah. This is like Dewey next level. Like, come on.
But, you know, some interesting stuff going on. So I didn't totally dislike it, but I didn't think it was my favorite of the year.
It was not my favorite of the Scream franchise.
Well, you know, we'll see though, because that came out this year, 2023. Mm-hmm. So we'll see if it makes it to our top 10 of 2023 list.
Yeah, we'll see. I might need to give it a rewatch to see if, knowing everything that's going to happen, if I can look at it with a more appreciative eye.
Yeah. Season of the Witch. I couldn't think of a movie aside from Halloween 1978 that is more Halloween.
I know. It even has a jingle. It has a Halloween jingle. Countdown jingle. 3 more days to Halloween.
It's something that bombed in the box office and has grown.
It soared from unpopular opinion to cult classic, and people love this one. I've heard people say that they love it more than Halloween 78.
People hated it because there's no Michael Myers. All right, so I'm gonna go with Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, one of my favorites.
Yep.
And I think we might watch that
tonight
for Halloween.
Ha ha ha. You don't know when we film this. So long, Scream 6.
All right. Hey, nice shot.
Thank you.
She just shot the Axed movie through my toilet bowl.
Yeah.
We only have a few left in the cauldron, so
I'm pretty happy with our 11 right now.
Oh, you're going to love this. Your two options are Spirit Halloween, the movie, which came out in 2022. That is a movie that is based off of the costume store Spirit.
Yeah.
Or Halloween 2, 2009, Rob Zombie's sequel, which I know this is an easy choice for you.
It is.
I know that this might be a hot take for some, but...
I mean, I don't think I've not heard anybody sing the praises of Spirit Halloween, just to throw that out there. So,
Well, okay, how about this? When and why did you watch Spirit Halloween?
I watched it a couple days ago because I was flipping through, I think, Netflix, and I was like, oh, Spirit Halloween. I remember when that came out, and I passed on it, of course. I do like the store, the actual store Spirit Halloween, but I passed on that one. I thought, you know what? I'll give it a whirl. I've seen most other Halloween themed movies and I was disappointed.
Well, it seems like a movie that was maybe a cash grab.
I think it was a cash grab and I think it's for kids. It's definitely like, it stars Jaden Smith, the kid of Will and Jada, and Rachel Lee Cook. She's in it. So it had a couple named stars. It seems like a kid movie, perhaps, if, you know, the generation that's into Goosebumps.
Right. Okay. So it's like a Goosebumps.
It's like a Goosebumps kind of a movie.
Right.
Yeah.
But not like an Ernest Scared Stupid kid
Definitely
movie.
not as fun. No, not as clever. Didn't make me cry.
Is it a slasher?
I mean, no.
No.
It's spooky. Like spooky things happen. There's,
Okay.
and I think Christopher Lloyd is the bad guy. So that
You're
makes
really
sense.
selling this. I'm intrigued now.
Yeah, I mean, the voice of Christopher Lloyd is enough to watch the first 10 minutes, I guess. And then after that, it's kind of like, oh.
All right. So Aleece does not give it glowing reviews.
No. But I don't want to say that's the only reason why I'm picking Rob Zombie's Halloween, too. Because
All right. So why do you like Rob Zombie's Halloween 2?
I actually do really like Rob Zombie's Halloween, too.
Do you like it better than his first one? The remake of Halloween where we get Buff Myers.
Buff Myers.
What are you feeding that kid, Myers?
Lots
and
of
also
spinach.
like way crazy explanation as to how fucked up Michael Myers' family life was.
The reason why I like Rob Zombie's Halloween movies is because you can tell that Rob Zombie is a total fan of the franchise.
Right.
And that he's thought a lot, like, why does Michael do what he's do? Or do's what he did.
Why does Michael do's what he do?
Exactly. Those are his exact thought words.
Yeah.
Anyway, but you can tell that, like, that's what he's thinking. Like, I want to know what makes him tick. And so he probably mapped out what he thought would make Michael do all these things. And I remember seeing these in the theater and being pretty terrified after. Like, I love staying until the very end of the credits. But for the first one, I was actually tempted to not stay until the end of the credits because I was so creeped out. And my sister and I were the only ones left in the theater. And then we just looked at each other. We got up and started running. And she was running faster than me. And I was like, stop, slow down. And it turned out she was running because she thought I was chasing her. But anyway. Anyway, so I feel like he effectively scared me in the theater at the time when I saw it. If I take these movies out of the franchise and I just say, okay, I'm just watching a couple slashers, then as slashers by themselves, they're very enjoyable and very creepy. If you're like, oh, I'm watching Michael Myers, then you might be disappointed. But if you just think that you're watching a silent stalker slasher movie, they're pretty good. And I kind of like the weird spiritual stuff that happens in part 2 with like the white stallion and Michael's mommy. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's
is that like
eerie.
a psychic connection or what is that?
Like he has delusions that he's seeing his mom in a white stallion and mommy's telling him to do stuff. So it kind of has like a nod to Psycho. So it's like if Norman Bates got really ripped and started slashing people because mommy told him to. And I just love that scene with Annie.
That did make it onto our list of
gut-wrenching death scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brad Dourif as her dad. Oh, I really enjoy Halloween 2, you guys. Give it a chance. Separate it from Michael Myers and just see it as a slasher movie by itself.
I feel like Rob Zombie is an acquired taste, but yeah, I agree. I there were a lot of things to like about the second Halloween.
Maybe it's after seeing some David Gordon Green movies. I don't know if David Gordon Green is as passionate about the franchise as Rob Zombie is.
Oh, definitely not.
And that's why I like Rob Zombie's movies, because you can tell he's super passionate about all his characters that he puts in and Halloween in general.
All right. Well said. Well
Thank
said.
you.
All right. Go out and watch Halloween 2, 2009. All right. Are we down to the last?
Last one.
Okay, so we have 12 of our 13 selected for our Halloween. What are we calling this? Halloween Showdown.
Spooktacular Showdown.
Halloween
Deathmatch.
Spooktacular Showdown.
Deathmatch.
Deathmatch.
Yeah. Halloween Spectacular Showdown Deathmatch Desert Island.
All right, let's get a quick recap of the 12 films that are going to be going with us trick-or-treating. I don't know
They're going with us to our trick-or-treating island forever. We have May, Night of the Demons, Ernest Scared Stupid, Gravy, The Nightmare Before Christmas. And then for our Halloween franchise, we have Halloween 78, Halloween 2, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, Halloween 2, 2009, directed by Rob Zombie, and Halloween Kills.
Actually, that's a pretty good, overall, if you had to watch just those movies out of the Halloween franchise, I feel like you'd be very well versed in the Halloween world.
Too.
Yeah.
Because if I had to pick between, Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 versus Halloween 2,
yeah,
I kind of would pick his 2. I like that second one. Love all the imagery.
All right.
Crazy.
All right. Okay, so this is our last choice.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You get the choice, don't you?
Oh, yeah, that's true. I'm just thinking, what haven't I seen from the Halloween series? I don't think we've seen H2O yet.
Oh, dang, I love H2O.
I don't think we've seen... Did we see all the David Gordon Green? So I think H2O is still in there.
I think it is.
And I think that's the last of the Halloween franchise. That's actually pretty crazy.
Oh, and Halloween 1 from Rob Zombie.
Oh, okay. So there's still a couple of choices in that could possibly be selected.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Man.
Let's see what we got.
I'm kind of nervous because I also know there's there are a couple other movies that we haven't even seen yet. And I'm like, oh, I kind of like those ones. All right, here we go. You have to choose. Final choice between. Sorry, I like knowing before you do. It's very exciting for me. Oh, man.
All right. What's the choice?
You're choosing between Halloween H2O.
Oh, man. Okay.
20 years later from 1998 and 2013's WNUF Halloween special.
Ooh. Wow. Okay. WNUF Halloween special is one of my favorite Halloween movies.
You know what? If I had to pick my favorite Halloween anthology movie, that's it. When I first saw it.
Is it an anthology?
It's an anthology.
Oh, I kind of see that as more of analog horror.
Oh.
Meaning a horror movie that tries to pretend like it's of the VHS era. So it's almost like a found footage or a mockumentary style.
It's kind of both. So It's found footage. It's kind of like if you had somebody's VHS tape and you turn it on, you would see some commercials, you would see some weird news reports, you would see some, I don't know, movies or something, or clips of movies.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of it's so fun. It's such a good movie. I think when we watched it, it was kind of random and it wasn't near Halloween.
No.
We just turned it on. We're like, okay, what's this? This looks interesting. And we turned it on and we were both really enthralled by it the whole time. We're like, what is this? This is crazy.
Because the whole thing does feel very organic and I don't know, natural. It does feel like it's from the 90s or some VHS era. And I don't remember what the main storyline is. I just remember the feeling of having watched it and thinking, wow, I want to own this. I can't find it. I can't find it anywhere.
Well, it's not on streaming anymore. You have to order it online.
Okay.
So, okay.
Well, that I'm going to do then.
Halloween H2O is also such a good installment of the Halloween franchise especially for our age of horror viewers, because this is when we were in high school. What was it, 99?
It was 98.
98.
Yeah, 20 years after 78.
Also, oh yeah, that's right. H2O. Also, it's Halloween water.
Yeah, it's is he swimming?
Is it going to take place in the ocean?
That would be great. Waterworld versus Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have loved that, but no.
So what is the H2O aside from 20 years later?
That's all
what
it
does
means.
it mean?
Halloween 20.
And as timeline wise as well, this one kind of dismisses 3.
It dismisses Jamie for sure. So it's like she never existed, because in Halloween 4, we see little Jamie looking at a picture of Jamie Lee Curtis, or Laurie Strode, who's supposed to have been her mom. And she's crying because Laurie Strode died in a car crash.
But they kind of explain that in H2O as well.
In H2O, it's like, oh, I faked my own death. But she never mentions having had a little kid.
Yeah, so it seems like they did try to tie it in, but ultimately it goes onto another
Yeah, she's
timeline.
got a new kid named Josh Hartnett.
Yeah, Josh Hartnett's haircut. That's
Which
a
I love.
highlight.
Yeah.
LL Cool J as the cool security guy.
Who wants to be a romance novelist. I love that side plot. He's like reading his stories to his girlfriend over the phone. I love that that's his aspiring dream.
Yeah. This is actually a hard choice, but I think I am going to go with WNUF. Just because it's a movie that gives me such a good feel of Halloween itself. And it's also very different from everything else we have on the list. So I feel like that's going to round out our list pretty well.
Love that, because that is our only anthology Halloween movie that we've picked. We had a couple in this cauldron.
Okay. So yes, we have our 13.
Let me just say what never made it to the surface.
What's left in there? I think the Rob Zombie first Halloween movie.
Yeah, there are some gems in here, I will say. So don't be too sad.
These get the auto X.
Auto axe, because we're already at 13. We're capped. Our island is full. 2000 Ginger Snaps.
It's a good one.
I really like that one, but nope. Sorry, Ginger Snaps. Terrifier and Terrifier 2.
Oh man. So we gave the axe to All Hallows Eve, and then unfortunately Art didn't come up again.
I know. I think we were thinking that at least one of the Terrifiers would have come up, but they didn't. Sorry, Art, you're not making it to the island.
Hey, Art, there's always next year.
There's next year. And then we have Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark from 2019.
Okay.
That was a nice, almost like, in the same vein of Cobweb, a younger teen horror movie.
Yeah. Loved the opening to that movie.
Yeah.
It was the Season of the Witch opening. Yeah, it was great.
And of course, Rob Zombie's Halloween from 2007.
Yeah, I probably would have given that one the axe anyways.
Yeah. I think the saddest one for me out of that lot is probably Terrifier 2. Out of our list here, if you had to kick one of these out to keep one of the movies that was axed, what would you do?
Oh, like a lifeboat situation?
Like a lifeboat, yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to actually do it because I'm good with our list.
I think I'm good with the list too.
But I think if I had to kick one out, it might actually be May because it's the least Halloween-y. So maybe I would put Terrifier 2 in there in place of May.
Oh, that's exactly what I would have done.
Oh, we're so in sync.
We're so in sync. Okay,
Yeah.
I do love May by itself, but for the purposes of a Halloween island, Terrifier 2 definitely takes place during Halloween. Like, she definitely goes to a Halloween store and sees Art the Clown there with those cute little sunglasses.
Right.
Yeah. So I would probably get rid of May as well. She would go on a different island.
Yeah, this would be like top 10 awkward
teen horror movies.
Yeah, just awkward. Yeah.
Yeah. Or she would just be in my I don't know. Yeah, awkward. I don't know. Forget it.
It'd be like the We Are the Weirdos
We
list.
Are the Weirdos list.
Yes.
That one and The Craft. Just making it on that weirdo island.
Top 2.
Top 2 weirdo island. All right. That's it. We did a good job.
All right. Thank you very much for watching. Happy Halloween to everybody. Hope you are having a great evening trick-or-treating or passing out candy or going to a party, whatever.
Dressing up like a ghoulie.
Dressing up like a ghoulie or a toilet. And we're about ready to flush this one down.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you for watching and or listening. This has been another episode of
Got it.